afternoon. It is Sunday. It is literally just afternoon. It's about 12:04. It's cold outside. It is bitterly cold. It's a hoodie day in the studio. It was not a polo shirt.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm Chad Bryan. Welcome to the Inside Edge Network. Not so much Cleveland Browns, but NFL pregame show, NFL Divisional Round pregame show, I should say. It's a big deal today. So welcome. Thank you for watching. With me, as always, I've got my buddies Ryan Mosser. I've got TK Dandridge over here. Ryan and TK, man, how is your weekend? Other than just trying to stay warm and not really go anywhere, man, how are you guys doing this weekend?
Doing good, man. Ready to talk some more football.
Yeah. TK, you doing good?
Doing quite all right, man. I don't know how you guys are doing as far as this weather goes. It's about 12 degrees over here, so I'm doing about as well as my anemic ass possibly can right now.
I mean, I get it. I went outside to take the trash out, and my eyes were starting to freeze, and I was out there for a minute and a half, maybe. I'm like, okay, this isn't what I want to be doing right now. I'm going to go back inside.
Not at all.
So here I am. Yeah, no live on location from the stadium. No, we're not doing that today. We're staying inside. Anyway, we're gonna. It's a little bit of a recap / preview show, right? We're gonna talk about the games. 2 games last night. We'll talk about the games that are coming up today in just a few hours, and we'll also we'll get a little bit of a side of Browns draft talk. We're gonna talk offensive tackles today because that's a huge should be a huge point of emphasis anyway going into the draft. But first, we're gonna start off the show with Double A's take. So if you're late getting in, hopefully you don't miss that. So we just got a few people with us right now, but we're gonna get Double A's take. He's gonna talk a little bit about basically everything we're gonna talk about on the show. So let's go to our producer Anthony Alford real quick here on the Inside Edge Network.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Inside Edge Program Director Anthony Alford here with you. A lot to squeeze in the next 4 minutes. Let's see if I can do my best here. Let's start here locally with the Cleveland Browns. It looks like we're getting down to the wire in terms of who's going to be the next head coach. There is debate whether or not Coach Grant Udinski from Jacksonville is the next Sean McVay. But let's be honest. Did we know that Sean McVay was the next Sean McVay when the Los Angeles Rams hired him years ago? But a guy who loves, eats, sleeps football. But everybody eats, sleeps, and breathes football. So we'll see. The other elephant in the room, Jim Schwartz. There's a hot debate whether or not if Jim Schwartz was a legitimate head coaching candidate, why did he not take over earlier in the season, during the midseason? Let go of Stefanski, make Jim Schwartz the interim. Circumstances, I think, changed. I think once Jimmy Haslam got involved. And you had the parameters in place, too. Andrew Berry had to stay as general manager. Jimmy Haslam, they didn't want Jim Schwartz or the locker room. They didn't want Jim Schwartz to leave the team. I don't think they knew he was going to receive head coaching interviews. I think they thought they could be able to keep Jim Schwartz as the defensive coordinator because I don't think they legitimately believed that he was going to receive head coaching interviews. But now that he did, now maybe in order to keep him, you might have to name him the head coach, or he may go somewhere else. There's going to be a lot of openings still, and that includes teams that have been in the playoffs but have been eliminated. Green Bay's not one of them. They extended Matt LaFleur, multi-year deal reportedly, so Green Bay's not one of them. John Harbaugh has signed with the Giants, and Kevin Stefanski, after a steak dinner personalized by the owner of the Atlanta Falcons, he is now the head football coach of the Atlanta Falcons. And don't worry, listen, Browns are going to get talked about because Kevin Stefanski in year 1 with the Falcons, they're going to win the NFC South. He's going to be a 3-time coach of the year. It's going to happen. But year 2, things will fall apart. Unimaginative offense, multiple tight ends on the field, not utilizing forward-thinking offensive schemes, and things will fall apart in year 2. But you'll have to take the hit as Browns fans in year 1 because Stefanski will come out guns blazing. Year 2 and 3 and maybe 4, things will legitimately fall apart in Atlanta. Meanwhile, the playoff games. Last night, boy, Seattle put belts on the Niners. Man, why did they even show up? And I don't recall a number 1 seed being disrespected more than the Seattle Seahawks. Nobody talks about the Seahawks. Nobody cares about the Seahawks. Nobody even references the Seahawks in any discussion whatsoever. Kenneth Walker III, man, what a performance. 3 touchdowns yesterday. Man, it would only be great if he provided that in fantasy football. Anywho, but what a performance for Seattle. And the Niners, all their injuries caught up to them. And, man, Buffalo and Denver, because the Broncos won the game, but Bo Nix is done for the year. So the path is there for the Texans and Patriots, winner of today's game. But Buffalo. Other than Browns fans, because I'm a Browns fan, so that's what matters to me, I feel for the Buffalo Bills fans. Man. You know, Stephen A. jokes about just when you think things are going right, it comes crashing down. The problem is, Bills fans will be the first to tell you things about the crash. Even when they finally got the game-tying field goal to go to overtime. Cool, we got that. Cool, Denver, we made the stop with Denver in overtime. 5 turnovers. Whatever changes the Bills do, whatever they do, I support. And I think their fans will support too. New head coach. I don't know who's left. That's the only unfortunate part. Maybe John Harbaugh should have waited a day. Should have waited a couple days. Maybe the Buffalo job would have been open. But it is what it is. But Broncos move on. Seahawks move on. And we'll see what the Patriots and Texans. Can C.J. Stroud finally put things together for them? And let's see. Or is it Drake May's time to steamroll into the AFC Championship? New England. 2 tough defenses, by the way, Texans and Patriots. There may not be much scoring here today. We'll see. But 2 very tough defenses going at it. And then the nightcap. I think this will be a tremendous game between the Rams and Bears. But the Bears have to come out. They got to start a lot better. They have struggled in the first half of games. And if the Rams pounce on them, then it will not be a storybook ending for the Chicago Bears. But if the Bears can come out to a better start, we'll see. But it should be a defensive first game today and a fun second game between the Rams and Bears. All right, I went overtime. What else did you expect? Have a great Sunday, everybody.
Okay, that's the show, everybody. No, I'm kidding. No, listen, Double A's take. Something I saw, Ryan, I saw you shaking your head no a couple of times during that video. One specific time was the Kevin Stefanski Coach of the Year guns blazing talk. You don't think that's going to happen next year?
No way, man. No way. I mean, yeah, they have Bijan. Drake London, such a promising career is just going to go down the drain. Stefanski can't handle a receiver as like his caliber. I mean, history shows with, Diggs leaving, Thielen really not being that guy and then leaving. And then, Jerry Jeudy's debacle. I expect Drake London to have some sort of regression. And then, Bijan's going to get his, of course. And then maybe, hopefully, Pitts can build on what he had. But, they have a quarterback questionable right now. Yeah, Penix, hopefully he comes back healthy, but he's still questionable. And although, Kirk Cousins and Stefanski have worked together before, that seems like it was, 200 years ago. So I don't think he's definitely not going to be Coach of the Year next year. That's insane, Double A. So, hey,
there you go. And then the other thing I saw you shaking your head no at, he said he felt for Bills fans. You said, no, I don't feel for Bills fans.
I don't. Maybe I do a little bit in the sense that they think that Josh Allen is the guy, but I don't think so. I think Josh Allen. First off, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. He's a great quarterback. Yeah. He's a great fantasy football quarterback. One of the best out there. But when it comes down to crunch time, he chokes. It doesn't matter what happens. I don't care the circumstances at the end of the game. I don't care about controversial calls. The fact of the matter is he had 4 turnovers himself personally. This is the clearest path that Josh Allen has had, probably will have his entire career in the playoffs. No Patrick Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson, no Joe Burrow. Even Jalen Hurts is out on the other side. this was his year. He might not have a better opportunity than he had this season, and he blew it. I do not care. I might feel a little bad for Bills fans, but I mean, I don't know where they'd rather be, constantly losing with no quarterback or a quarterback that just can't get it done. I don't know. Browns fans, Bill fans are really very similar, but nonetheless, I don't feel bad. I'm a Browns fan.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Josh Allen, for everything that he's done, he's 0-7 now in his career in overtime, and 0-3 in overtime in the playoffs. I mean, listen, that could be the coin flip, that could be luck here and there, whatever. But yeah, that's tough. That's a tough look.
Yeah.
I get it, man. Listen, not a bad quarterback. Obviously, he's a top 5-10 quarterback in the league. You'd love to have him.
Great fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, something happens in crunch time. It may not always be his fault, but wow, that fumble yesterday right before the half. That was egregious. It looked like he just turned around and went bowling. I didn't understand what happened. Whatever. We'll get to that game in a little bit. We'll talk about that. Because right now, what I want you to do is forget everything you know about the NFL draft as you know it. Forget Mel Kiper's big board. We have Ryan Moster's big board, all right? And we may not get to that whole big board, but damn it, look, we have Ryan Moster's big board, and I have proof of that right here. Look at that.
Oh, my gosh, dude. What are you doing?
Big board, the 2026 NFL Draft Edition.
Oh, my gosh.
Ryan, that's a nice suit that you have on there.
I love that. I love the headphones still on my head.
Yeah, I don't remember you wearing that suit, the hat with the suit. I don't remember you wearing that suit for the show, but there you are. So we've got Ryan Moster's big board. This is offensive tackle, the offensive tackle edition, I should say. And the way we're going to do this, I want you to give me, we've been talking a little bit this week about our whatever targets for the Browns. We think the Browns should think up, whatever. We don't know what they're going to do. Who the hell knows? They'll probably take 5 quarterbacks in the first 5 picks. Why not? Come in and have a quarterback competition for the brand new coach. I'm scaring coaches away as I talk. Don't watch this. Don't listen to that. No, they're not going to do that. But TK, I want you to give me your top 3 offensive tackles. I don't care if it's right tackle, left tackle, middle tackle. No, kidding. Don't care if it's right tackle, left tackle. It doesn't matter to me. Just give me your top 3 tackles overall. You can give me a little bit about why you chose them, or whatever, and then we're gonna have Ryan break them down, man. So we're gonna remember who they were, and then Ryan's gonna tell us where he has them on the Brian Moster big board. We're gonna go back to that every time we can.
All right.
So you're gonna get sick of that graph. Somebody left us. They said, "I don't want to see that graphic anymore." Get those headphones up. Sir. TK, go ahead and give us your top 3 offensive tackles, man. Left, right, doesn't matter.
Yeah, sure, man. First and foremost, I got to go with the use Francis Mauigoa. He had been excellent during the college football playoffs. He's only given up 2 sacks throughout the entire 2025 campaign. He's been absolutely cash money in these playoffs, as I just mentioned. He's only given up a total of 4 pressures. Listen, if you do draft him, if the Cleveland Browns do still need to scratch that itch at number 6 and take him, you keep him on the right side. No more trying to make right tackles left tackles. I am absolutely done with it. We failed with Jedrick Wills. We failed with DeJuan Jones. I'm done with it. Leave his ass on the right side. Secondly, I got Spencer Fano, the big kid out of Utah. Listen, this kid's feet are absolutely phenomenal. Power may be an issue at the next level. I'm not necessarily sure. Not calling him weak, but at the same time, you think in that run game, not really his best suit. Very good pass protector, as his teammate Caleb Lumo is, the left tackle for the Utah Utes. And third overall for the tackles for me, you can never go wrong with a tackle from Iowa. Give me Jennings Dunker. Jennings is absolutely amazing. I definitely think he's a very versatile guy. He can play inside, but leaving him outside at that right tackle position is not going to be a problem whatsoever. I am not one of those guys who buys into the short arm crap, even though I do understand first touch does get it a significant edge, especially when it comes to leverage. I get all that. That trench warfare is like that. Jennings Dunker is like that. Tackles from Iowa. That's a little tongue twister for people who are dumb like me. Tackles from Iowa are like that. And Jennings Dunker is the latest edition of that. So that's my top 3 right there.
There you go. All right. Listen,
All right.
I don't disagree with any of that. Ryan, you've got hold on. You're the guy with the big board. I mean, you've got right there. There's your big board. Tell us what you think about TK's top 3.
All right, real quick, going into my big board, I just want to explain what I've been doing. Okay, so I've been building an algorithm basically where I have positional specific algorithms and a system that I've been building to basically rank all of these players as I'm watching film and stuff. And I'll just explain how that works real quick. So, my system is built to reward NFL translatable traits. It's not hype or recruiting pedigree. Most public boards, especially the ones ranking 40 plus tackles, I have 67, I think, ranked right now, are not grading like I am, with weighted categories, positional specific algorithms, comparing the blind side to the strong side, anchor versus range separation, and processing as an actual category. Most are, they're doing something closer to like who are the best prospects overall, not who grades out well in a structured NFL style evaluation like I do. So my system is much closer to how NFL teams actually grade. For example, my right tackle system naturally compresses grades towards the middle top. Right tackle is a position where anchor, power, frame, displacement, reliability carry more weight than elite athleticism. So that means like big, strong, functional SEC linemen tend to grade out well, even if they aren't, like draft media darlings. Thirdly, public rankings punish older players, JUCO guys, transfers, and non-blue chip recruits. For example, like a JUCO player, he may be like a late bloomer, not a 5-star recruit, not a blindside tackle, not a combine darling, not a flashy mover yet. But none of those things matter in my algorithm unless they affect pass protection, run blocking, processing, athletic profile, competitive traits, or measurables. My system's agnostic to hype, so I believe that is a major feature. My grades don't reflect draft stock, they reflect player quality. So this is a huge distinction between consensus hype and my system. For example, like a player can be ranked relatively high in my system and still be a day 3 pick in the real world because of age, upside concerns, scheme fit, medicals, lack of positional value, lack of recruiting pedigree, or lack of media attention. My system is not a mock draft. It's a trait-based evaluation system. Those things will always diverge, in my opinion. The real question is, does this grade reflect the tape? And it absolutely does. My board shouldn't look like PFF, Draft Buzz, Walter Football, all those guys. If they did, then my system wouldn't be adding any value. My system is designed to remove bias, remove hype, remove narrative, remove recruiting stars, remove draft media noise. I'm building a scouting system, not a mock draft generator. So my divergence is a sign that my system is working. A lot of that. Sorry, I've been working for months on this. So it's
I love it. Now tell TK why he's wrong. I'm just kidding. That's not what we're doing here. I'm just kidding. No, I love it. So, I love all the work, man. I mean, it's so impressive. Like just the fact that you even know what the hell you're doing is
I appreciate it, man. It's like I said, it's a lot of work. My wife, I have a newborn too, so I'm only through the tackle prospects right now, and I'm going to do every single position, every single draft eligible player. So, like I said, I have 67 currently ranked offensive tackles. TK's first one was Francis. How do you say his last name, TK? I'm so bad at Maui Goai.
Noah.
Oh my gosh! All right,
he's
also my top ranked tackle, by far. Actually, I want the Browns specifically to draft this dude 6 overall for sure. Explaining that. All right. His background, he's a former 5-star, as TK said, top-ranked offensive tackle recruit, multi-year starter at the right tackle. He has NFL bloodlines. He has 2 older brothers who played in the NFL. His brother Francisco is a linebacker for the Jets, and his other brother Frederick played for the Bengals and Panthers. Francis is widely labeled as a freak athlete for his size. He's insane. He's the prototype modern power right tackle. He's dense. He's violent. He's built to anchor an NFL run game from day one. His game is defined by square power, heavy hands, and dominant anchor. When he lands clean, defenders stop in their tracks. Absolutely. He plays with a calm, controlled demeanor and pass protection, and already shows physical profile of an NFL starter. He's not the left side ballerina, and he doesn't need to be. His movement skills are functional, not flashy, enough to handle the short corner, enough to redirect inside, and enough to survive in space. The power profile is what teams will draft him for. It's already NFL ready. He's a beast. Some evaluators see guard flexibility because of his mass and torque, but his tape at right tackle is strong enough that you start him outside and only move him inside if it's absolutely necessary. I would not do that personally. He's a clean projection, a long-term right tackle with the strength, temperament, and processing to anchor a line. So I go into categories here. So basically, I go into categories, and then I do a a percentage of how much I think a category is worth, which I won't disclose, and then I do a ranking system, and then it percentages out, and then it's weighted. It's a whole thing. But I go into the first category here is pass protection. I go into anchor and power. He's elite for a young right tackle. He sits down on bull rushes and long arm attempts with ease. Independent hand uses. He has strong, violent hands that jolt defenders. He's strong, dude. Can refit and counter, although his timing can be a bit inconsistent. Pass set technique. He's efficient, functional sets. He's not left tackle pretty, but balanced and controlled. Quickness is standard for a right tackle. Good enough to handle inside counters with short counter rushes. He's not a wide nine chaser. I won't go into wide nine chaser. If you don't know what that is, look it up.
Garrett, think of speed rush off.
I will. Okay. It means that he can struggle to handle speed rushers or line extremely wide. He doesn't have the foot quickness to mirror a speed rusher for that far outside. Can't consistently win the race to the landmark. He's better in tight power-based alignments. He's not built for long track pass sets. Continuing, his recovery ability, is strong anchor, gives him the chance to survive even when he loses early. And then I have a score there, which I won't disclose. Category 2 is run blocking. Point of attack strength. He has a real right side displacement power. He moves bodies on contact. Down block power. He crushes edge on gap duo. Is one of his best traits for sure. Drive blocking. He sustains movement through contact with a strong leg drive. Reach backside cutoff ability is average. Functional, but not his calling card. Third category here, sorry guys, it's a lot, but I'm going to go through it fast. It's processing and awareness. His stunt game recognition is calm, patient, handles defensive tackle, defensive end twist very well, and vice versa. His blitz ID is comfortable with strong side pressures and tight end side overloads. Leverage and angle IQ. He understands how to use mass and strength to win angles very, very well. He's got a crazy athletic profile. He's high. His strength is high end. Core power and grip strength stands out among the rest of the tackles in this draft. Balance and core stability. He's generally stable. Occasionally he leans, but rarely he's on the ground, like ever. Frame and length. He's a prototype right tackle frame. He's dense, long, and powerful. The fifth category is competitive traits. He's toughness. He plays with a nasty edge and finishes blocks. His motor is consistent enough through the whistle. And then he's steady and baseline across large samples of snacks for his consistency and reliability. Category 6 is measurables. I won't go through that too much. He's 6'6", 325-ish. He's a beast. I'll go into more of that once the combine happens and like the RAS score and stuff like that. So then I have a final composite grade. I won't disclose his grade either, but he's in my tier as a high-end starter. He grades out as a high-end starter at right tackle, a tone setter with a strong anchor, plus power and good enough movement skills to function in any modern offense. He projects as a long-term right tackle who brings immediate power, stability, and toughness to an NFL offensive line. He is the kind of player that teams draft to stop worrying about the right side for years. You can run behind him. You can trust him against power and rely on his processing to keep the pocket clean. He does have guard flexibility, which is a bonus, but not a fallback. His first shot should absolutely be outside on the right tackle, and he'll be there for 10 years. So that is Francis Managoyo.
Frankie syllables. Listen, I love that. First of all, excellent breakdown. That's amazing.
Thanks, bro.
Second, the main thing that I took from that is now, I think from now on NFL draft.
Hold on, you froze, brother.
Oh, I was just going to say, when my wife refers to me as dense from now on, I know that's an NFL draft advantage. I don't have to worry about that anymore. That's
yeah, dude. Yeah.
Advantage. I can play that to my advantage. That's fine. TK, your number 2 tackle was, and maybe we'll do the Cliffs notes going forward because we do have to get you out of here.
Right. Yeah.
So we're on the clock today. But I love it. I want you to write these capsules for these guys. Can you do that? I
don't know. We'll see. I'm debating on maybe a website or an app or a Discord, or we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I'm working really, really hard, so I would like to get this out to people just so they can.
Yeah, if you get that going, we're definitely going to push that out. TK, your second tackle was
Spencer Fano of Utah.
Okay. Sorry, you probably thought I froze there for a second. Ryan, give us. You're go ahead, finish your sentence, man. I can't. My brain's not working. I'm too dense. Which is good. We found out that's good. Ryan, give me Spencer Fano. What did you find out about him?
All right, Fano. So Fano is actually ranked as, where is he? Sorry. He's my 6th overall tackle. That's including left tackles and right tackles. He is my second overall right tackle, though. Dude's also a beast. I really, really like Fano a lot. 6'5", 315. Spencer Fano, he's a young ascending right tackle whose game is built on leverage, balance, and technical maturity. Utah asked him to play both sides early, but his natural home is right side, where his anchor, point of attack, strength, and ability to handle power show up consistently. He plays a calm, patient approach in pass protection and rarely loses his posture, even against long arm rushers. His hand usage and still developing, not skill. His hand usage is still developing, but he flashes independent strikes and the ability to relift against power. In the run game, he brings real down block torque and functional drive through strength with enough athleticism to operate in zone concepts. He's not a blindside mover, but he's exactly what teams want in a right tackle. Very strong base, efficient footwork, and the processing to handle games under pressure. As his lower body strength matures, he projects as a very long-term starter with room to climb. I won't go through all of his rankings. He is the second overall right tackle, the sixth overall tackle on my board. He's projected as a solid starter as well, borderline high-end starter. Lands right on the edge there. With improved anchor strength and more consistent independent hands, he can push into the next tier. Fano projects as a long-term right tackle with the play strength, balance, and processing to start early in his career. His ability to handle power, collapse edges in the run game, and operate cleanly in gap and balance schemes make him a strong fit for most offenses. Continued growth in anchor strength will determine whether he becomes a high-end NFL right tackle or just the foundation that is strong and reliable. So,
okay, all right. And then your third tackle was Dunker, right, from Iowa?
Dude, I love Dunker.
DK, is that right?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Okay,
All
yeah,
right.
no, you're good. Ryan, did your algorithm love Dunker though?
All right, so Jennings Dunker is the fourth right tackle, ranked on my right tackles in terms of prospects. Let's see where he's at. Ninth overall for tackles.
Okay,
I really like Dunker a lot. Let me get to him. Sorry, a lot of scrolling here. I have so many guys ranked.
Scroll away. By the way, eat your heart out, Paul DePodesta. This is analytics.
Yeah, right. All right. Jennings Dunker, right tackle for Iowa. Dude is a beast. Primarily played right tackle at Iowa. Is widely projected as a right side NFL lineman with guard flexibility again. I'm going to skip all of the reasons why I ranked him. He lands again. He's one of those guys right on the edge of solid starter and high end starter. He's got a high floor and immediate right tackle utility. He's basically a plug and play strong side lineman with guard flexibility and power profile that teams definitely covet. He's a mauler. Dunker projects as a plug and play right tackle. He said. He fits best in gap schemes and dual heavy offenses that want physical tone setter on the right side. He's not a trait swing. He's a reliable, powerful, and technically sound lineman who will make an offensive line better the moment he steps on the field. That's pretty much all I got, unless you want me to break him down wholeheartedly. But I really like Dunker a lot.
Yeah, listen, I think, first of all, it's amazing. Like I said, I'm looking forward to, if you do get a website going or anything, even if it's just a Twitter blog or something about these guys.
We'll see.
I'm looking forward to it, man. The work that went into this obviously is extensive. It's amazing. Man, great job. That's amazing. TK, it sounds like your tackles are right here on par with Ryan's algorithm, to be honest with you. I mean, three guys, things I like to hear are plug and play. I like to hear the long-term projection. It's a guy you can put there for 8 or 10 years, not have to worry about it. Other than just re-signing him, obviously you have to worry about contracts. But the Browns seem to find a way to do that stuff. But now it's time to rebuild this offensive line, right? So these are probably three guys the Browns should be. I'm sure they're eyeing. I don't think that they don't have any idea who they are. I don't think that's the case. But you hope. Now listen, we broke down the offensive tackles, and we talked about guys we would take at 6 no matter what. Real quick, I'll just ask you guys, and then we'll move on. If Caleb Downs is there at 6, does any of that change your mind? I mean, generational defensive player. Would that do anything for you, Ryan?
Personally, I would love Downs. I would love Arvell Reese. As long as it just depends how the draft is structured. The draft cannot be structured like last year, where Andrew Berry gets some great top end players the first 4 picks, and he's got his head up the ass in the next 4. Where as much as we have, we like the 2 running backs and the 2 quarterbacks. Look at the state of this offensive line. You needed to address needs. So if you go after Caleb Downs 6th overall, our next 3 picks better be 4 picks better be offensive linemen and receivers. I personally would go after Francis. I think he is as clear almost as like a guarantee. I'm not going to put that on there, but he's so good, man. I personally would go after Francis Magua. I still can't say it, TK. I'm going to go on YouTube and listen to it and learn it. But he's a beast. But I would not be upset with Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese, maybe one of those edge guys, as long as they can construct the draft properly the rest of the way.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, on next week's show, we'll do a pronunciation guide for these guys. TK, Caleb Downs at 6. Would you? Is that a thing? Would you take Caleb Downs on this defense, or would you stick with offensive line, fill those immediate needs at the top of the draft? I don't know, man. It's a tough decision, right?
To be quite honest, at number 6, I am still very much in the play for Cadillac Tate.
Okay.
I do want to see our wide receiving core improve. I'm not really, as you guys already know, I'm not adamant on signing a top-level free agent receiver, especially one that only averages 40 catches and 5 touchdowns a year. That is not worth $20 million a year. That has never been worth $20 million a year. I don't know why the hell it's worth $20 million a year now.
Inflation.
It's ridiculous, though. That's a little too much. But at the same time, it's like, listen, if they did go Francis Malinois at 6, I would be hurt, but I wouldn't be too upset because, again, you are addressing an area of extreme need. And while you never, ever draft for need, this has been needed for quite some time.
Yeah.
So it's time to quit playing ring around the rosy and go ahead and plug that hole up and get it fixed. So if that is the brain trust, fine. I'm still very much a Cardinal Tate guy at 6. Hopefully he's there. Hopefully the Titans don't steal him or the Giants. For the most part, I was definitely thinking wide receiver, offensive lineman in the 1st round. I want these guys to draft as many as 4 offensive linemen. I absolutely do. I don't care which rounds you get them in. Just get young guys in to compete and try to change the overall look and landscape of this offensive line. There are a number of guys that are coming, going. Obviously, Joe Bitonio is the big one. We don't know if he's going to retire or just go to a different team. At this point, that ship has sailed as much as we don't want it to. We all love JB to death. We thank him for being the saving grace of that god-awful, nightmarish 2014 draft class in which we had. We can thank Justin Gilbert and Johnny Manziel for screwing that night up completely. But yeah, very much as wonderful as Downs is, Grant Delpit is still a very solid starting strong safety. I have a ton of faith in Ronnie Hickman, who had 103 tackles last year. I did not know that until I looked it up a few days ago. The kid can hit. He's decent in coverage as well. We obviously need more. We need Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and the 12 apostles. Let's keep it real. But at the same time, I believe in the young guys that we have in our secondary right now. So that's going to be a no for me on Caleb Downs. Narrowed down to Cardinal Tate, Francis Malinois.
Okay. Yeah, and it's tough for me. I see both schools of thought. I see adding a guy like compare him to Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu, and that's a generational defensive guy in that backfield safety. Both those guys anchored some really, really, really good defenses, really good football teams overall. I understand why you want to go with him, but I also understand that, the more immediate need, I think, you don't really drafting Caleb Downs at 6 is not taking a flyer. That's not what I mean to say. But I've heard people say, like, well, when you get to the 3rd round, take a flyer on a guy like Drew Aller and see what you can do with him. Listen, I think teams like the Patriots and the Bills and teams like that can afford to take a flyer on a guy. The Browns aren't in that position, right? Like, you need to fill holes. You need to fill immediate, urgent holes in this team right now on offense. So I see both schools of thought. It's tough, whatever. Let's move on. We'll talk more about the draft as we go on throughout the playoffs. We'll get into a little bit of Browns draft stuff each week. Like I said, next week we'll have a pronunciation guide for the offensive lineman because we need that. It's tough. Man, I'm telling you.
Just knowing guys, man.
I know, man. Woof, good. I mean, thank goodness for them, but we gotta give them nicknames or something because our mouths aren't really. We're not doing that. It's not their fault. It's our fault, but whatever. Here we are. Let's go yesterday's games first. All right. First of all, let's go with the first game of the day, the Broncos, Bills. Man, the Broncos win at 33-30 in overtime. Bills, it seemed like they did everything right except hold on to the football in this one. Would they have 37 turnovers? I don't know. They had a bunch. That turnover right before the half was just like a weird one for me. Josh Allen took off, ran out of the pocket, went to the left, whatever, and it was like he just turned around and rolled the ball. And I thought, man, people, this is where the people, the NFL script people, like that's where they shine, right? Like, okay, just put the ball on the ground. I mean, I don't think he did it on purpose. Obviously, it looked like it. It looked weird, but 5 turnovers isn't going to cut it. Man, and like in every other way, I feel like the Bills kind of outplayed the Broncos. This one, a couple of weird calls at the end, pass interference here, not maybe no call there. Had some weird. That interception was tough. I don't know, man. Just some really weird calls at the end of this one. I think I can see why Bills fans would be like, "Come on, man, what happened?" I don't know. Ryan, give us your impression, man. I mean, what happened to the Bills? You talked about maybe Josh Allen not being the guy. Man, is he ever going to get to the Super Bowl?
I mean, if he didn't this year, this is going to be the easiest way. Like I said, he was going to. I mean, I don't know. Buffalo started out fast. I'm in 10-0 lead. I mean, then Denver's defense, it was the key. I mean, 23 unanswered points. I mean, taking control of halftime into the third quarter. The Bills called back to tie it late, but the overtime belonged to Denver. Yeah, you can't have 4 turnovers as a top MVP candidate quarterback and usually survive to live the tale, especially against a really, really, really good defense and Denver's defense. They're one of the best in the NFL. Man, I don't know. It was controversial calls. That the interception to catch with Cooks. I mean, I personally thought it was a catch for Cooks, but I mean, I've seen so many times where the Browns have gotten screwed over. I don't feel bad. It is what it is, man. I've said that it's naive to think that sports aren't, especially professional sports, aren't some sort of entertainment-based value, and that there could be some outside forces that make sure that things go their way.
Listen, we know there have been. I mean, we the whole NBA stuff. We know that.
Like, just college basketball coming out now. There's 30, 40 teams that have been named in point shaving and different things. And you're naive if you don't think it's in football. You don't think it's in baseball. You don't think it's in basketball. It's in baseball. Look at the Guardians. Look at not Salazar, Jesus, Clase and
right.
Luis. Nonetheless, I mean, it's also in football. I'm not saying necessarily that, Josh Allen fumbled the ball specifically because of a line, but calls like that, you as a player, you cannot let the outcome of a game come down to calls like that. I mean, regardless. And that's what happened, and it sucks, but it happens time and time again. Josh Allen, as much as I like him, this is your path, man, and I don't know if you're going to make the Super Bowl now. This year was the easiest way that you're going to be able to do it. So I don't know. It sucks now, especially knowing that, Bo Nix has a broken ankle and that, it looks like it's just going to be an easier path for the NFC or I don't know, man. It's just not fun.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah, it stinks, man. It felt I guess maybe I was rooting for the Bills a little bit because I picked them in the preseason to win the Super Bowl. I like the Broncos. I like Bo Nix. Do you think, TK? I kind of want to get your thoughts on that game. And while you're giving us that, I want you to think about this question. Do you think Broncos fans have changed their mind about Bo Nix? I mean, they complained about him all year. He wasn't an elite quarterback. He's inconsistent. Goes away at the worst possible times. Broken ankle aside, I mean, kind of like, what was your takeaway from the Bills Broncos? The Bills loss or whatever. Broncos win, and then, like I said, do you think Broncos fans have changed their mind on Bo Nix?
Well, I tell you what, man, Tim Roussard out there rolling over in his grave right now due to the Bills losing again in the playoffs. I don't know how many times we're going to see this narrative every year. As much as we all may have wanted them to reach the Super Bowl, it very well might not happen. It very well might not happen. And for the city of Buffalo, I feel absolutely crushed for all of y'all. I definitely thought this was going to be the year. You got 3 of your biggest foes that are not even in the race this year, and you still find some way to choke it. The Brandon Cooks interception, Jaquan McMillan interception on Brandon Cooks was extremely questionable. I mean, I thought that he survived the ground at first, but maybe they wanted him to survive the ground and the roll as well. I don't know what the hell we doing with this catch mess no more. I really don't. I really don't give a damn. It's extremely annoying at this point.
No one knows.
The pass interference call on Tre'Davious White in overtime, while guarding Marvin Mills, I definitely thought that was a bang play.
Yeah.
It may have looked like Trey White wasn't playing the ball, but he was. He did get his head around just ever so slightly. It may have been a touch late, but ever so slightly, 27 got that head around and made a play on that football. That was very questionable. But nonetheless, another tough loss for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
And a good win for the Broncos. And speaking of Bo Nix and these Broncos fans, y'all so damn goofy. Y'all so goddamn goofy, all of y'all. You want everybody to be Elway and all this other mess.
Man.
Listen, I understand we see it. It's a lot different when we look at the end of the year stat line and we actually see it come together. There are a whole bunch of WTF moments that happen with Bo Nix and this Denver offense, but man, do they ever make it happen? And to be quite honest, now that you guys are in the AFC Championship game, if it isn't time to shut the absolute hell up about Bo Nix, it's time to at least be quiet a little bit. Y'all need to quiet down in there. The news is on. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear none of that. Y'all in the AFC Championship game now. You won 14 games this year. You need to be thankful for your quarterback. You need to be grateful for your quarterback. Love up your quarterback because he is a big piece of why y'all won yesterday. Other than Josh Allen screwing it up.
They can have any one of our last 44.
That was absolutely pass interference, I think, by the way. So,
you think so? Okay.
Absolutely.
I think in certain spots it could be called. I think it's one of those calls where it's close, right? And
it's just the timing of the game, which sucks. It was determined the outcome of the game, but I mean, he got to the defender before the ball got to the defender. I mean, it's clear. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's clear pass interference.
At the end of regulation, though, there was a play where, and I don't remember the receiver or the defensive back now, but it's flashing in my mind the play. The Denver defensive back grabbed a Buffalo receiver's arm and just kind of grabbed his jersey a little bit right there in the corner of the end zone. I thought that could have been a touchdown catch, and I thought that could have been called pass interference at the end of regulation.
It should have been.
Felt like you let that go, you let the other one go, but whatever. I mean, referees are humans too. Listen, I'm not going to talk about the script or
they have an agenda. Let's be real.
It just happens, right? So yeah, I don't know. I thought the Bills did pretty much everything right except for hold on to the football. Josh Allen played decently well except for the 4 turnovers. It's kind of yin yang, right? Yin and yang, whatever you want to say. And then James Cook ran for over 100 yards, but they just couldn't get it done. So it is what it is. Let's go to the nightcap because it was ridiculous. I barely got a chance to watch it. I turned it on. It was 24-6. I said, okay, put the kids to bed. I came back. And it was 31-6. I went to get a drink. I came back. It was 41-6. And I was like, I'm glad I missed this game. Like, where the hell were the Niners? What happened? TK, what the hell? Like, okay, I get it. Seattle. Nobody's talking about Seattle. Seattle's probably going to win the Super Bowl. They look like a machine. But then again, the Niners came limping in, with, I don't know, their medical cards out. And, the guys rolled in on stretchers, whatever. Pretty much, I mean, that entire roster's been banged up all year. No Fred Warner, no Nick Bosa. That hurts. But, man, not 41-6. Like, what happened, TK?
Look, I understand the final score is very depressing. Those men came in there hanging by an absolute string, and that thing was thin. It was more like dental floss. You would have thought it was a rope. No, them brothers was hanging on by dental floss going into Seattle. And it didn't help that, the Seattle Seahawks were already juiced up. They were ready for this game. They were getting players back healthy. Not necessarily everybody, but they got enough back. That offensive line looked dominant last night, man. You just felt, and again, this is a good football team in the San Francisco 49ers. The injury bug just has a rip-snorting good time of biting them fools directly in the ass every single year. We see it happen all the time. Kyle Shanahan is more than qualified to be an NFL head coach. He is one of the best coaches in history, except in the Super Bowl. We already get that. But at the same time, this team is a well-oiled machine. They have been built beautifully. Even their reserves are solid. When I seen Rashid Shaheed take that kick to the house on the first play,
my goodness.
I said, oh, hell no. This ain't going to go good at all. And it didn't.
Yeah.
Sammy Darnold had himself a nice little showing. Kenneth Walker III showed his ass completely with 107 yards. He was absolutely brilliant. And how about that Zach Charbonnet, too? Those two in the backfield for Seattle are going to be extremely key, especially when you think about the NFC Championship and possibly the Super Bowl if they can make it. I love this team a ton. Michael McDonald has been absolutely wonderful as their head coach. This was just something
great singer too, by the way.
Think was,
I said great singer too, by the way. Just never mind, move on. It's okay.
Say it again, bro.
I just said he's a great singer too.
Michael McDonald.
Man, Doobie Brothers wouldn't have been the same without him. I'm telling you that right now, man. They were good, but they got better with him. Anyway, I just think there's a ton of love. You're good, man. I ain't mad at it. But yeah, I mean, you didn't want it to be this bad. You didn't think it was going to be 41-6 because even with the injuries that San Francisco has had, they have been able to find guys. They're probably the best in the NFL at exuding the next man up mantra. I mean, they have guys for everything. They have guys for emergency car insurance solutions. I swear for God they do. They have everything covered back there. Who the hell is Tatum Bethune? Kid was making plays all over the field. I mean, you know, they have measures for everything. So to see them, you know, go out there and lose 41-6, yes, it's alarming, but you do understand why. You know, you got Brock Purdy getting consoled on the sidelines. It was just painful. You're watching more and more of the guys go down, and you know those guys play as hard as anyone in the NFL. You saw it last week in the gritty win out in Lincoln Financial Field against them Eagles, and it just came to an abrupt halt. They didn't have enough to go out. They were just through. Those guys, their juice was absolutely zapped, and Seattle had a blast zapping their ass some more. As you can see in that final score. But, this is just another instance of the injury bug failing the 49ers and Seattle being able to take advantage of that. This NFC Conference Championship game is going to be nuts. I can't wait to see this Rams-Bears game tonight so we can get into that. I'm ready to talk about that one. I'm really excited.
It is exciting, man. I mean, the Seahawks have a guy, forget trying. The Seahawks have a guy that will reach you about your car's extended warranty. Sorry, man, you made me. Ryan, let's talk Seahawks Niners really quick. We're going to get you out of here, and then we're going to get to the two games today. Before we leave, obviously we'll preview those just really quickly because we're running up against it. 41-6, man. Listen, was Darnold limited because of his oblique, or was that just they just went out and pounded up so quickly they didn't have to pass the ball? He's 12-17, you know, for 124 yards and a touchdown, whatever. I think he was limited because of the injury. Does that concern you going forward? And what the heck happened last night?
I'm not sure. I mean, another week of him healing will definitely be, better for him and his team. But I mean, the game, like TK said, was over in 13 seconds. I mean, once Shaheed returned that kickoff 95 yards for a touchdown, we all knew that game was over. It's unfortunate. I mean, like TK said, the injuries have been the main theme with the 49ers this year, and they have completely overcame them, during the regular season. But unfortunately, they caught up, this year or this week, maybe with the Kittle injury probably was the nail in the coffin there. CMC only had 11 carries, 35 yards, 5 catches for 39 yards. He was the top running back in the NFL this year and a top 10 receiver. And they, without Kittle outside, they really didn't have anyone else to focus on. So they just, focused on McCaffrey. It wasn't working, so they went away from it. They were down, and they had to pass a lot. It stinks because Kittle absolutely was their, top receiver in this offense. Ricky Pearsall had no catches yesterday. Juwan Jennings, 2 catches for 23 yards. Tonjes, which is an up-and-coming tight end. He's actually been playing really, really well when Kittle's out, and then been non-existent when Kittle has been in. 5 catches, 59 yards. That offense isn't going to get it done. It's not, especially with their defense. They had the 20th overall ranked defense in the NFL. In the playoffs, 307 playoff yards and 2 touchdowns a game until yesterday. I don't know. I just the Seahawks team looks really, really good, man, and they have a top 10 offense, a top 10 defense. They didn't need Sam Darnold to do too much because Kenneth Walker, as TK said, 19 carries, 116 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 catches, 29 yards. Dude was an absolute beast. Finally gets the red zone carries that all his fantasy managers absolutely needed, but it doesn't matter anymore. What the hell? This Seahawks team is going to be one of they're going to be one of the hard ones to beat this year. I don't know. I think they have a really good chance to play in the Super Bowl and could definitely win it all this year. We'll see. A lot of the good football left. So
they're really good. It sounds like the commissioner's couch is going to turn into a therapy couch. I think you're going to have a therapy session. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break. Like I said, it's the Inside Edge Network NFL pregame show. We're brought to you by LPV Productions. When we get back, we're going to take our road trip around the NFL. So we'll gas up the car and get the snacks while we're waiting for that. And other than that, like I said, we'll take a quick 2-minute break. We'll be right back. We'll break down the 2 games today. And I know we're running up against it, Ryan. We'll get you out of here as soon as we can.
We're good, bro.
So we will be back in 2 minutes. Hang out with us, and we'll see you in 2. Forgot to unmute my mic. Hey, welcome back. It's amateur hour here on the Inside Edge Network. I don't know what I'm doing. We are back from a break. We were going to go around the NFL. It's a very short trip. It's a 2-stop trip. It's we're at least we're saving money on gas now, right? As we're dwindling down in the season. I missed our road trips. It's gonna, you always miss a good road trip, whatever, but that's fine. So like I said, jump in the car with us. We're gonna take off. Here we go. Oh my gosh. You gotta stop letting me drive, guys. It's not working. Ryan or TK, man, we'll put you in the driver's seat next time. All right, sorry. Let's go to the first game today. Houston Texans at the New England Patriots. Weather could play a factor. It's going to be a little bit warmer in this one than it's going to be in the other one. I think it's like 31, 32 degrees, right around freezing. Snow possible. They said probably won't stick or anything, but you never know. It's Foxborough. Magic happens there. We could end up by the third quarter having a foot of snow on the ground. You just never know. Have to dig out, huge holes to kick field goals and whatever else. Anyway, Texans, Patriots, 2 really good defenses, man. 2, pretty good offenses, but I think the defense is going to be the focus in this one, especially with the weather maybe a little on the chillier side. Ryan, I'm going to start with you. Texans, Patriots. Tell me what happens in this one and why today.
Yeah, man, this is going to be a really, really fun game. This might be the best one of the year, maybe, other than possibly the Super Bowl, depending on the matchup. This Texans defense is world-class. World-class. Absolutely the unequivocally best defense in the NFL. 277.2 yards per game and 35 total touchdowns this year. In the playoffs, they're averaging 175 playoff yards and 0 touchdowns. Pretty crazy. I don't know. The thing that stinks for the Texans is Nico Collins is out with a concussion. Everyone else seems to be in. Stroud seems to be playing some of his best football of the year. Hopefully he continues that. I think this defense, I don't think it matters too much. I don't think it's going to be on Stroud's shoulders. I saw someone unofficial, but someone had an algorithm on TikTok, and she said that the point differential for the Texans defense is like 109 points. It's crazy. Like, they are far and away like incredible. And they're going against Patriots. You said they're an okay offense. They're actually a very good offense, 4th ranked overall offense, and the 8th best defense. So Patriots overall are a very good team. Drake May is the 2nd best quarterback. They got a mix of Stevenson and Henderson. Diggs will be playing. Hunter Henry's a top 10 tight end. This is going to be a fun game. And it's a divisional round matchup, is a clash of eras. Houston's explosive new wave against New England's old style playoff formula. If the Texans turn this into a speed game, I think they're heading to the AFC title round. But if the Patriots drag this one out into a slow, physical, mistake-free fight, that comes pretty real. 2 identities, 1 ticket to the conference championship. I think I'm going to take the Patriots here, despite how great the Texans defense is. The Patriots have still a very good defense, and their offense is much better compared to the Texans, 18th ranked overall offense. I did say the Texans defense will keep them in the game, similar to like how the Browns defense has. The Texans offense is much better than the Browns offense. I just think it'll come down to a last possession. I'm going to take the Patriots here.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I did understate the Patriots offense just a little bit there. You're right. But yeah, it sounds like they want a Mike Vrabel type of game, knock down, drag out, run the ball, run the clock, whatever. TK, man, Texans, Patriots. What are your thoughts on this? What happens? Who wins? What's the score? Whatever. Does it snow in Foxborough?
Gentlemen, this game is going to be immensely weird. If you are betting today, I'm definitely smashing the under like somebody's underappreciated and underused baby mother. With that being said, I think the Texans do have a chance of upsetting the Patriots. I am aware that the Houston Texans offense was absolute dog crap last week. And a big part of that was Coleridge Stout IV, turning the ball over 4 times. He looked absolutely terrible through a majority of that game. Granted, he did finish the game completing 21 to 32 passes for 252 yards and a touchdown. The lost fumbles under snap. Listen, we can't have that in Foxborough. We played the ragtag, goofy-ass Pittsburgh Steelers. That's why we were able to get away with that. Only team I know that can get their ass beat by 20-plus points after getting forced 5 turnovers. So, yeah, now that we done got that out the way, we can get a little more consistency against these Patriots, which you are going to need. I think they definitely can squeal it out. I do think, like Ryan just said, the Texans have a world-class defense. That edge rush combo of Will Anderson Jr. and Daniil Hunter, my Lord. You want to talk about us having the best pass rusher in the league. They have the best pass rush duo in the league by far, and it definitely shows. It frees up a lot of space for those 2 inside tackles, Sheldon Rankins and Tommy Togi. I hate everybody to be able to make plays on the inside and focus more so on the run game, and while those guys get freaky out there on the edges and set those permanently. Hey, listen, the New England Patriots offense wasn't that impressive against the Chargers defense last week. Yes, I understand they have Steph Diggs and Ramondre Stevenson. Trey Henderson's doing his thing. Hunter Henry looks good. But at the same time, against a better defense, do I really expect them to exploit that? Absolutely not. Texans got a chance here.
Yeah. You got a score? I mean, what's you said low scoring defense under. What are you thinking?
Again, this is going to be a damn snooze fest. Give me the Texans 13-10.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking like 17-13, 2017, somewhere around there too. Yeah, that seems reasonable to me. Gosh, man, this is such a tough one to call. I want to say the Patriots because they're at home, but Texans defense is so good. This is a toss-up for me. I'm afraid to call it. I'm going to say the Texans just because I would love to see C.J. Stroud move on to the AFC Championship game. All right, let's move on to the NFC. Let's go. I'm going to go TK first in this one. Rams, Bears. Listen, this was going to be cold. I mean, like frigid cold. I think game time temperature is going to be something like 15, 17 degrees, windy, a little bit of snow. It's going to be cold. I don't care if you're used to playing outside, although it seems like over the last few weeks, the Bears offense has been playing pretty well in this cold weather. So again, I don't know if it doesn't really matter if we know that Matt Stafford is also, by the way, not very good when it's under 40. I think he's 1-9, maybe something like that. Could be different now. Anyway, TK, Rams, Bears. Give me your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, the Chicago Bears are back and in a beautiful way. This is different than any Chicago Bears team that I have ever seen, where the offense is the catalyst instead of the defense. I definitely think this is going to be a shootout. Yeah, game temperatures are going to be freezing, but these offenses are going to be burning hot, and that field is going to be ablaze today. I do have all the confidence in the world in both quarterbacks. I definitely think Matthew Stafford puts up another valiant effort. Maybe not the 4-touchdown pass game that he had against the Panthers, but somewhere in that area, he's going to be slinging that rock today. Kyron Williams is going to do a great job of running the football, as well as will Blake Corum. I have a lot of faith in both offenses. Caleb Williams did his thing late in the fourth quarter against the Packers in their win. I love the backfield tandem of DeAndre Swift. And can we get some love for the 7th-round pick, Kyle Monangai, for coming in and being that number 2 running back, possibly being he's playing at starter's level. You wouldn't have guessed he was the number 2 if you would just start watching football today. You would have thought he was the number 1 or 1A or 1B or what have you.
1B, yeah.
But I have a ton of faith in both of these offenses. I got Chicago winning this one. We're going to see another high-scoring game, man. This game could very easily be 38-34 by the time it's over with.
Okay, all right. Even in the cold weather, I love it. Bad job out of me. I forgot to mention New England is a 3-point favorite at home, by the way. And then in this one, the Rams are a 3.5-point favorite on the road. So there you go. There's that. Despite Matt Stafford's struggles in the cold, whatever. Ryan, Rams, Bears. What do you got, man?
Yeah, this will be a fun game. I think it's going to be high scoring too. Both defenses aren't super great compared to some of the best offenses in the NFL. I mean, the Rams are back in the postseason mixed behind a rejuvenated offense and a defense that's grown up pretty fast. And I think the Bears are, the NFC shock factor this year. The young, physical, ascending team that believes they can bully anyone, in January. To me, it comes down to the defense. The Rams' offense is the best offense in the NFL. They have the best receiver. They have a really good running back, top 10, third overall quarterback, another top 10 receiver. They're ready to go. Their defense, 17th ranked compared to the Bears, 29th ranked. The Bears are one of the bottom defense in the NFL. In the playoffs, averaging 421 yards and 4 touchdowns a game. Obviously, it's a game, but I do love this Bears team. I do. I think Caleb Williams. I think the best thing they ever did was bring in Ben Johnson and fortify that offensive line. I've said it probably every single week this NFL season. DeAndre Swift is having a great year. Like TK said, Monangai looks fantastic. This receiving core is pretty good. Odunze, Moore, Burden, Colston Loveland looks like he might be a top 5 tight end next year. If they continue this, hopefully my fantasy football league mates are listening because I'm trying to trade for him. Nonetheless, it's going to come down to defense, and I just think that with the Rams having the best offense and a defense is ranked 10 spaces higher, I'm just going to take the Rams here. I love the Bears. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a shootout. I just think that this Rams offense has so many weapons. It's going to be hard for this Bears defense, who ranks 29th, to just fully stop them in the playoffs. So.
Yeah, unless Stafford stops himself, unforced errors, things like that. The Josh Allen bowling fumble, something like that. I don't want that to become a thing. That's terrible. Excuse me. Rams Bears. I like I said, when I look at the Rams, I'm concerned about the weather. Stafford's track record isn't quite there, under 40 degrees. I get that. But like you said, this Bears defense also isn't very good. So I think that definitely plays a factor in. I wonder if I thought about this last night when I was looking at the line. If it were 45 degrees in Chicago today, or if this game were played somewhere else, not even, on a neutral field, if it just weren't 40, 15 degrees, would the Rams be like a 7 or 8 point favorite? Would that make a significant difference? I don't know. I'm not sure what the answer is, but I think this Rams team is just a little bit further with Matthew Stafford, obviously, than the Bears with Caleb Williams are. I don't think the Bears are quite there yet, but they are on their way up.
For sure.
Definitely rising. I would definitely. Well, you're not buying low anymore. I mean, they're there. They're well known now. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams in this one. I think the Rams pull this one out. I do love this Bears team, though. I love the way they've built this team correctly. They've just done a fantastic job of building around Caleb Williams. And a lot of teams, we know one very well. They wear brown and orange. Orange? What's orange? They wear brown and orange, or orange, whatever. But they don't build around a quarterback. They can't even identify a quarterback. So anyway, that's enough about our sadness. I think I'm going to go with the Rams in this one on the road. Despite, man, I love this Bears team, and I would love to see the Bears have a little run here. It'd be fun. But yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Listen, thank you guys so much for watching. That's going to be it for us. Next week on the show, we are going to break down. Do you guys want to continue doing offensive line? You want to move to guard next week? Because we need guards. Right?
We need Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and the 12 apostles. Chad, we'll break down anything.
Let me know. I'll break down whatever.
Next week, apostles on the show. We're going to break down all the apostles. We're going to go with we'll go with guards, and we'll do that. Wait, hold on. We got a quick Freddy Kitchen sighting spot at Middleburg Heights Dunkin' Donuts, waiting for a phone call. Sad news, Freddie. Sad news, Freddie. They don't make their donuts in house anymore. The donuts, Freddie. Get out of there. Go to a mom and pop place. Dunkin' doesn't have the donuts at 1 o'clock. I'm telling you that right now. Anyway, that's it for us, guys.
You guys realize that Freddie Kitchens only got hired because of Hard Knocks, because of one scene where Freddie made a joke towards Baker, and Baker said, "Shut up, you're an idiot," joking around, and that's why he got hired. That's insane.
Jimmy Haslam was like, "Wait, he's an idiot. That means he'll listen."
Yeah, no, because of the chemistry and all that. Insane.
Of course.
I honestly think an even bigger reason for that is because Greg Williams wasn't going to be John Dorsey's yes man.
Yeah,
you're trying to get someone to be a yes man who said his dream career outside of being an NFL head coach was to be a prison guard. Boy, please, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
We were gonna get into it. We just didn't have time. We had to skip over it. With John Harbaugh off the board, and things falling into place now. Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta. We start to wonder, obviously, who the Browns' next head coach is. It Udinski? Is it McDaniel? We'll talk about that next week as well. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Still quite a few more people to talk to.
Yeah, there's still playoff teams out there. There's teams that have guys that are focused on winning the Super Bowl right now, right? Clint Kubiak, we want him here. At least that's an option. But anyway, we'll talk about that next week on the show. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you being with us. Again, on the Inside Edge Network, please continue to watch. There's so much talent on this network. TK and I will be back either what is today? Sunday. I don't even know what day it was. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Illegal Formation. Eventually, we're going to migrate back to Saturdays. We're going to get there. You're going to make the move with us. So hang in there and tune in for that. We'll be here about 11 tomorrow morning, I think. We'll come on. We've got some guests lined up on that show that are going to be a lot of fun coming up over the next few weeks. So pay attention to that. I'll give you a little bit of a teaser. Fear Factor is back. We may have someone that was on an episode of Fear Factor back in the day coming up for you. So that'll be a fun guest. That's just a lot of fun. Just a little bit outside the sports realm, but it's still athletic, right? So we'll have that coming up for you. And Ryan Moss, what do you have going on, buddy? Tell us what you have going on.
Right now?
Not right now necessarily, but just on the Inside Edge Network. Like, what shows do you have coming up?
I'm like, bro, I got to go to a funeral. Yeah, no.
And we're going to end on that note, folks.
I was confused. Yeah, Commissioner's Couch Podcast. We are taking a break just because fantasy football is over. We are coming back. As you saw, just a small breakdown of my offensive lineman recruits for this draft. I'm breaking down every single prospect from every single position. It's taking me forever. It took me, a long time to get the algorithm right, and I'm really excited about it. But nonetheless, check out the Commissioner's Couch. Check out the Voice of the Land podcast on Twitter or YouTube as well. My co-host, Kevin Arnold, we do a tremendous job. We just had Sincere Johnson on last week as a Glenville state champion and 5-star elite recruit for Ohio State. He's already down at Columbus, signed and in classes. So go check out that interview on our YouTube as well. Thanks.
Yep. Great episode. That was amazing. And then, like I said, TK will be back with me tomorrow on Illegal Formation. Other than that, man, we'll see you next Sunday. We're going to talk about the conference championship games. I can't believe it. We'll be talking about that, and then we'll have a week in between that and the Super Bowl. But we'll still come with you. We'll come at you with something. We'll have a totally Brown-centric show. So if you want to avoid that, you have a heads up. Again, no, don't avoid that. But thank you guys so much. Again, we're brought to you by LPV Productions, and we will see you guys here on this show next Sunday. Enjoy playoff football today.